On today's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, 20 years on LAPD's Beautiful Idiots Task Force, and you get used to seeing some pretty crazy stuff. So when the captain put me on a hit and run case that went down on the filthy rich roads of Bel Air, I thought I had the cat in the bag. Boy, was I wrong. The body showed up at the city morgue with no phone, no wallet, but a very interesting connection to one of LA's powerful fashion families. Things started to look a little dicey. After 2 cigarettes, donuts from my favorite bakery, and reading the entire sports section of the LA Times, I had no choice but to follow the clues, which all led me to a dead end. Until now. Hey Soapmates, welcome back. It's Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021, and yes, indeed, it is time for another bold and beautiful episode recap. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Keisha Chantal, aka Steffi's baby bump, and I'm a representation of what life is like after waffles. Healthy, full of love, and growing by the day. Now, who's ready for a murder mystery? Oh, I see a lot of eager faces in the studio audience today. Excellent. We'll get to that. But first, we have to see about a certain fine-ass doctor. So don't worry your pretty little heads. We'll take out the trash by the end of today's episode. Ready? Set? Fin! Oh my goodness, what a momentous occasion, especially considering how far we've come. Do you recall the absolute horror of the last ultrasound we attended? Oh, let me see. Huh? Ooh. Guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Is that a little waffle floating around in there? Phew! Talk about a narrow escape, but we made it out, didn't we? We survived, and not only that, we are thriving. You know what? This calls for a toast. Here's to Steffi and Finn. We are cute, and if you're a waffle, you can't sit with us. Steffi tells Thomas that while she was secretly hoping for a boy because it would be great to have a balance, one of each, she's just ultimately happy that she's having a healthy baby. Who doesn't have a toxic father? Well, I just added that last part in because I know that's what she's thinking, but, she doesn't want to be petty, so I'll be petty for her. Aww. Just look at the way that Finn is holding Steffi's hand and rubbing her arm. So sweet. He can't get enough. Or maybe he just wants to remind her that he's there so she doesn't lose her way and wander off back to the landfill again. You never know. Ugh! Thanks for bringing down the mood, Thomas. I was just about to actually say, how come no one's asking Finn if he told his family or parents? Does he have parents? Or is my theory about Finn being a cyborg assassin sent from the future to kill Vinny and frame Liam for murder actually a possibility? Guess I'll have to wait and see, since Thomas is about to go into one of his infamous prologues about how Hope and now Liam deserve peace and happiness. It brings me such sorrow to know that Vinny didn't see that I wasn't obsessed over Hope anymore. I've done a lot of growing, Now I'm just obsessed over Hope's happiness. And if Liam can give her that, great. Thomas literally has 3 modes of operation now. Hope's happiness, Hope's fashion line, and Douglas, when he's not busy wondering if Hope is happy or not. So can we please change the settings on this man? It seems to be stuck somewhere between boring and stupid. Don't worry, Finn. We'll get to that in a minute. In the meantime, Steffi tells him that even though she's absolutely livid about what Vinny did, it doesn't mean that she thinks he actually deserved to be killed in that way. Finn says, "Don't worry, girl. I got you." And then he lovingly strokes her stomach and marvels over the fact that she's giving him a son. And it made me pause for a second because out of all the people who should know how X and Y chromosomes work, it should be Finn, the doctor. Steffi didn't give him a son. It was the other way around. Okay, I'm gonna let that slide. He's just excited, that's all. Totally not a glitch in his operating system. Yeah, probably nothing. Now that that's over, who's ready to solve a murder mystery? Welcome to Beverly Hills Police Department 90210, where Chief Baker and Detective Sanchez head up a special Forrester Victims Crime Unit so that taxpayer dollars can be properly spent to eat the rich. They yearn for the day they can actually lock up one of these entitled bastards and throw away the key. Could today be the day? Let's find out. After Liam's surprise confession, Baker knows he should probably get this on tape. After all, it isn't every day a spineless waffle rolls in and admits to cold-blooded vehicular manslaughter. After Liam tells Baker that fear is what kept him from showing basic human decency, Baker asks him if the fear is gone, and Liam says, "Oh no, I'm still in a state of terror. I've been thinking about this day in and day out, and it's been slowly chipping away at what little mental health I have left. So, here I am." If Liam thought that this would humanize him in Baker's eyes, he thought wrong. Baker is unmoved. He almost shrugs and says, "Yeah, I guess killing a man will do that to you." Then Hope jumps in to emphasize, "By accident." Did he ask you to speak? You can just tell that Baker is tired, okay? It's been a long day, and we don't have time to entertain two circus clowns on their tandem bike juggling their words. We don't. Baker reminds the two beautiful idiots that, accident or not, Liam still scurried away like a lily-livered rat when the lights come on. Then Waffle tells him it wasn't a conscious decision, which helpfully reminds us that he was a complete buffoon for allowing Bill to convince him to keep this secret for so long. Not a conscious decision, eh? So, were you drunk? Texting? Thinking about your wife pouring thick maple syrup all over you? Or did you plow into Mr. Walker on purpose because he blew your whole world apart? Yeah. Something ain't right in the water. This was no accident. You wanted him dead. It was murder. Liam is absolutely stunned by this assumption. Why? Then the chief says, "Okay, make me believe your bullshit." Naturally, Chief Baker's next question is, well, what about the car? It had to have been damaged. Where is it? And Liam starts to stutter. The car? Come on, big head. This is a hit and run, which makes the car you were driving the murder weapon. It never occurred to you that the police might want to know what happened to the murder weapon? Anyway, I think this is the point where Liam realizes that he's up shit's creek without a paddle, because then he says to Baker, You know what? I'm done answering questions for now before I speak to my lawyer. Oh, now you want a lawyer? And the moment we've been waiting for finally arrives. It's time to take out the trash. Baker reads Liam his Miranda rights and calls in a deputy to have him processed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
While we continue celebrating this momentous occasion, let's take a moment to cackle with glee over Hope's absolutely lost expression, which seems to say, "Oh no, they took out my trash. What am I going to do without it?" Survive, Hope. That's what you need to do. You make it seem like it's a bad thing. This is what freedom looks like. Embrace it. But no, instead of taking my advice, Hope decides to flip through the memory Rolodex cards filed under Memories of My Trash. And the gag is, she's only thinking about the good times. But what about when he kissed Steffi the morning after he proposed to you, Hope? Or what about the time he thought that you were kissing Thomas when it was really a mannequin, and he decided to have sex with Steffi, and then light up your life by telling you that she could possibly be pregnant with his baby? Psych! This is the happiest day of my life! Who's coming to my Liam is in jail cookout party? You're all invited.